What is up, boys? The Madden podcast bros are back from London. Two-thirds of us went to London, me and Levon, but we got Brina here as well. What's going on, fellas?
What's up,
What's
dude?
good? What's going on, guys? What's going on? Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you, dude. Let me just throw it to Levon real quick. Levon, what was your number one favorite thing that happened during our time in London with the DMVR boys and with some of the Madden boys? It was just to give quick background. It was me, you, Dan, Alex, Timmy, and then the DMVR guys of RK, Hank, Spence, and
Zach.
Zach. But
So,
yeah, what was the best thing that happened for you?
damn, that's so tough. Obviously, I want to say the best thing that happened, uh, best time I had was actually at the game. I don't think I've been to plenty of Broncos games. I don't think I've ever been so emotionally invested in a game and had somebody next left to my left and to my right as invested as I was. Because usually I'm, sitting next to my wife, and she's also a fan, but she's not a fanatic like I am. So I'm usually just by myself, just screaming, high fiving some strangers around me. This time I had Alex next to me, and then Will next to Alex, and Timmy, and then Dan next to Timmy. So I was just like surrounded. Every time I look over, everybody had the same expressions or like same disappointment and happiness. And then when obviously the fourth quarter craziness happened, we were just going nuts. Honestly, we're just jumping, hugging each other. It's crazy. There's a video out there. We gotta. I'm pretty sure we already put it out in the chat, but that was just so electric. That was probably the best thing I experienced going to a live game.
Well, dude, that video you guys posted, was that the reaction to the interception?
It, it was the Latavius Murray touchdown to take the lead was one of the videos I think, and then another one of the videos was the Kawan Williams pick to seal it. Yeah.
I think that when we're like just in a circle and just jumping and hugging, I think that was the K1 Williams interception, because that's what we knew he was a done deal when we won the game.
Dude, the videos looked electric. Like all the photos you guys posted looked fun. Everybody was just cheesing in every picture, dude. Like I legitimately, I know I've been very down. A lot of people have been down about the season, but like I was jealous of you guys when like everything you guys were posting. It looks super fucking fun.
Dude, it was like I already had such high expectations hanging like going down there, hanging out with everybody, watching the game. You like exceeded the expectations that I had, how much fun it was gonna be, like by like 1,000. It was great. It was awesome. What about you, Will?
Dude.
What was your best?
Well, of course. I mean, everything you said about the game is 100% true, right? Like every single play, like every formation they came out in, every single play that was run, like we were all, chattering about it, mostly getting pissed off at Hackett for like 90% of the game.
That's
Um,
great.
and pissed off at Cortland because our entire walk over, so we were at the DMVR
Oh
tailgate at
my
some
god.
pub like half a mile over. The entire walk, we're just walking with our Red Bull vodkas like down to the stadium, just like still fucked up. And Alex is just hammering us saying like, Court's going off for 150 yards this game. Like you guys have been talking mad shit on Court. He's going off. Like you guys are the biggest Cortland doubters. And of course, fucking Cortland Sutton had a terrible game.
First snap.
Yeah,
we all
first snap.
Russ throws it, Coral gets bullied on the line, and we all just snap our necks looking at Alex, and he's like, your boy is fucking trash. As we're super fucking upset about it too, obviously, but that was funny.
That was funny. And so yeah, I mean that was great, right? And Saturday night when Alex joined when we were out at the pub, right? I was wearing the Nobody Knows I'm a Lesbian shirt and fucking Alex shows up late with his girlfriend. That was like a really fun night. And then we went to another bar that was just filled with Broncos fans. Another random bar
Oh
somewhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, what it was so planned at the same time. It was also spontaneous the way we went through the nights we were out there, and then you just felt like you were part of the crew. Like there was no awkward moments or anything like that. It was just like hanging out with the fucking bros you've known for years.
Who had if you guys can put this out there? Who prob who probably drank the most that you saw, or was it you?
I think he was Will. I think he
You
was
guys
Will.
can't see it, but I'm giving my
I
boy
think
some daps over the internet.
Will on a
I think Cynthia would definitely agree with that. That it was me.
yeah.
She was giving me a hard time because I was getting pretty fucked up.
Will on a first night, 100% took a lead. Dude was throwing them rum
Dog,
and cokes,
dog.
bro. We were getting rum and cokes in regular plastic bottles like this big, but then Will was getting the like a pint plastic cups filled up with rum and coke and just throwing them in that.
I
I
know.
I
Yeah, I
don't
got
know what
close
it
with the
was. I think
bartenders.
was that
I said I got close with the bartenders, so they started hooking me up with the tall
dude.
cups.
Either that or they just ran out of cups because you
Did
ordered
they know
so
you're
much
did
rum and
they know
coke.
you were a lesbian?
He was
No,
not
nobody
wearing
knew.
that shirt that day, so they didn't know.
Yeah, that was Friday. That I mean, and going back to just best moment of the weekend, I think what had to be Friday night, the first night there on the booze cruise. Just one point, we were standing at the top of the steps. It was all the guys that I mentioned, literally just in a circle, talking Broncos,
Oh my
like
god, that was
with
so cool.
Zach, RK, and Hank, and it was great conversation. Like everyone was getting like a lot of laughs. Everyone was getting their takes in. Fucking Zach was telling us that George Payton was like 5'9", 5'10", which I just did not realize at all. And then we got a pretty funny Jerry Judy story that I don't know how much of that we can share, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
keep that on the DL.
yeah. I don't think we can share that. That's yeah. Hit us up
Oh
in the
man,
DMs if you're interested about that story. But that was a huge fucking shocker, inside scoop, dude. It came, coming from Zach, it was so good, like so funny to hear that. We gotta tell you later, Brina. It's good.
yeah,
dude,
and just Zach, coolest, nicest guy ever. RK, obviously, great, kind of the mastermind behind the entire weekend and the
yeah.
whole weekend with all the DMVR events. That was such a blast.
They,
Spence, such a beast, so fun to be around. Hank, obviously.
Hank's
oh,
my
they
dog.
killed it.
Hank's my dog.
They killed it. Yeah, absolutely killed it. And man, just hanging out with those guys because it's so weird, man. They know us through Madden and stuff, through chat, but us, we fucking listen to them every single day. We especially RK and Zach, we've been listening to them motherfuckers for like some of us like over years at this point. So I didn't want to show up and fangirl over them or anything, but like when I was reflecting back after the night was over, I was like, damn, that was fucking dope. Just sitting next to or standing next to RK and Zach and just talking fucking Broncos and shooting the shit. I was like, damn, that felt good. That was amazing. And
That
they're so cool, man. It's like it's I appreciated how authentic they are on the pod because the way they are on the pod, that's the exactly same way they are in real life. And I was like, damn, it's like I've known these guys for like 3 years.
I feel like Zach's a tiny bit more chill in real life than he is on the pod. On the pod, he kind of goes hard
I
with
see Zach.
his. He's more laid back. I feel like when you meet him.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Which everything you guys just described, that's the part that I'm more envious of missing than the actual game. I feel like I could always watch another game, but like we'll never probably be able to recreate that. And I'm sure that I'll be a part of like some other game event, but doing that in London, maybe there'll be a Mexico game that the Broncos get. That'd be
Oh,
kind of dope.
yeah. Put me down as I'm
I would be
going.
so in. Yeah, I would be
Yeah.
so in for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
for
need to
sure.
do this again, and I think, I mean, the way RK was talking about it, just from a business perspective, it seemed like a great success for them to do this trip. So I don't see why they wouldn't recreate this when the Broncos have another international game.
Nice.
Yeah.
One last question about the London trip. There was some big hitters that went as far as best looking in the league.
Mm.
That went.
Yeah,
Who's
Yeah,
the best looking in the league?
you had the some would say top three, right? You had
Yeah,
Will,
Will,
Riley,
Levon, Riley.
myself, no,
When
I'm
did
just kidding.
Levon
but
get
we were
killed?
shocked to. It was Timmy. Timmy was the best looking by far. I
Dude,
thought
yeah, actually Timmy, low key,
total
and
stud.
dude,
More hair than you think.
first of all, not
Oh,
completely bald. Not completely bald at all. He has this nice Johnny Depp kind of fucking gaze to him. even with the facial hair. You know how Johnny Depp has the patchy beard. He had that little
Yeah.
patchy beard with a little mustache. I was like, damn.
Ooh.
You know,
Did
if
you
he
study
if he put
art?
a hand over his forehead like this, I was like, is that Captain Jack Sparrow? Fuck. Um, yeah, I mean, he was, all the dudes, man, just absolute fucking handsome kings.
Yeah, and Timmy's super smart too because we got our tickets on our phone, and you could either access them on the internet or you could download them. And when we got to the stadium, he couldn't get connection to access his tickets. But the good thing is he downloaded his own ticket, just not his girlfriend's. So she was like stuck at the gate for like the longest time. Like it's like, Timmy, why didn't you download your fucking girlfriend's ticket? Like you were downloading your own. She got stuck out there. It was pretty funny. We just made it in
Sounds,
time for fucking kickoff.
yeah, sounds like her problem to me. Um, it was
Well, you made it in early and you got to see
I know,
fucking Sierra in there.
yeah, dude, we were walking. Oh yeah, Sierra, my queen. I was walking right behind her.
Well,
This second time I got to fucking kind of chill with her. First
oh,
time at the training camp. We're getting and I'll be honest, man. Training camp, there's a little distance. There's about 30 feet between us. She waved at me, blew a kiss towards my wife and I. So felt super special. Played catch with Future. I was all over the place. Then
R.I.P. Migos.
then then I was going up the escalator, and I look up, and I see somebody cut in front of me in the line, and it was like this two security guards, who ended up being these two security guards, and I'm like, what the fuck these guys doing? I look up, there you go, Sierra right in front of me. I was the only one who noticed in a whole crowd. I go over, I whispered to my girl, I was like, that's fucking Sierra. Like I try to be like a little quiet. He's like, where? It's so fucking loud. So everybody's around me was like, are we supposed to know who that is? And my wife's like, that's Russell Wilson's wife. And they're like, oh, and then it's funny because nobody's really Broncos fans. Not nobody, but like a lot of people are just random teams fans out there. So there's two old ladies. They're like, oh, we're Giants fans, and we don't want to get in trouble. They were just like two sweet old ladies just trying to figure out who Sierra is, and we're trying to explain. We're like, so he's Russell Wilson's wife, who's a Broncos quarterback, but she's also a famous singer. Oh, level up, level up. Have you heard of it? And we were trying to explain to her. It was like a long, awkward escalator right behind her. But
Should have just
yeah, that's
started twerking. You haven't seen her
yeah,
dance like this?
yeah, but I could tell that you guys girls were rookies. You never go with a game with a purse, man. It's like a that's like a
No,
rule
that
number
was.
one.
Oh, did you guys
Yeah,
have to take it back to the car or something?
we had to
Back
like check them in like a locker, and then they ended up having to wait in a line after the game for like an hour to pick it up. It was a terrible process, and
Yeah.
yeah, not good at all. But fucking dude, Wembley, incredible stadium, absolutely
Yeah.
incredible.
That's
Super
what I was
dope.
going to ask. How was the stadium? Like the
It,
experience of going to that stadium?
it was the best stadium that I've ever been in my entire life for sure. I mean, the attendance was crazy. There was 86,000 people, and it's a soccer stadium, which soccer field is bigger than a football field. So you like it's just so much bigger than an NFL stadium. Like I think RK said it on the podcast, and I totally agreed with him. Like looking across the stadium, like we were behind one end zone, and then Riley was behind the other end zone. If we looked across at him, it's like so far away. It's like half a mile away. It seemed like so. It's just crazy big. It was sold out. It had to be like 30, probably like 40% Jaguars fans, maybe 30% Broncos fans, and then the rest just NFL
Ooh,
random fans.
you
Yeah.
think so? I was gonna say it was like 50% Broncos fans and like 20% Jags and like another 30 like mixed. I
I
did
don't
not
know.
see a
Maybe
lot of
just
Jags.
because, two things. At the beginning, there were a fuck ton of people waving those Jaguars flags, but if you were any random fan, you probably were
Yep,
waving that too.
yep.
They had these Jaguars fans flags under every seat, but the other thing was their fucking Duval shit that they do. That shit was loud. I feel like
Was it?
you didn't think that was loud.
Only time I heard Duval was that little guy with a microphone in
Duval.
the stadium screaming Duval. I didn't hear Duval chants at all.
Oh damn, I heard them a
As a
lot.
matter of fact, every time we did "Let's Go Broncos" or yeah, "Let's Go Broncos," clap, clap, clap. That's that was the every time we started that, and the people behind us started, and the people on the left, there's a crowd on the left. I thought that was getting loud, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. Their offense must be struggling because Broncos fans out here making it tough. But I guess you heard it different.
I gotta know though, how much was a beer in the stadium, or what were you guys drinking in the stadium?
I think it was like
Yeah,
7 pounds.
yeah, we're drinking beer. Yeah, it was
That's
about
like one
yeah.
for, and the exchange ratio is like 1 for 1 right now, isn't it? Or the dollar's a little stronger,
No,
It's
it's pounds like 135 to
one
one.
35.
Yeah,
That's
so
still
it's a little
cheap. It's not too bad.
no, it was a good deal. It was a in terms of like paying for stuff, like at restaurants and paying for beers and drinks and
super
stuff.
cheap.
Over the weekend, it was pretty cheap. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
you'd spend more
So
money in New York City, like by far.
oh
Oh no
yeah,
shit.
absolutely. It's like so every time you went out, no matter like what restaurant you went to, really, or what bar you went to for a meal for two, you're not spending more than like 45 pounds. And they don't they have big boy portions too. It's not like they feed you a little bit of food. Um, yeah, I that's all of Europe from my experience. All of Europe, food wise and restaurants wise, it's all really cheap relatively. But you're right. Like in New York, you definitely like if you ate and drank as much as we ate and drank out there, you're probably spending double.
Hmm. Yeah, and so fucked. I got a suite at the hotel because I wanted to have the pregame room and the postgame room where everyone would come and have drinks, and I got the alcohol before. And but literally when me and Levon we met up after our flight and we went to the same hotel, and Levon's like, "Oh, I don't have a room here. Like this is the wrong hotel." And it turned out that I booked the wrong hotel, and all the other guys were in another one, so couldn't
No
even
way.
utilize the fucking pregame room. Yeah, like they were only like a few blocks away. Like it was less than a 10-minute walk, but
Yeah.
not being under the same roof, we weren't going to like pregame or
Yeah.
postgame or anything like that.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. I escorted them to their hotel room, dropped them off, and then went to my hotel room pretty much. Uh, how was the flight, Will, for you?
The flight was fine on the way there, and then on the way home, it was a pain in the ass because we had some crying babies.
Ooh, okay. So you had an easier flight there and then back.
Yeah, but I watched Austin Powers 1 and 2 on the way home, and I fucking love Austin Powers.
Oh,
There you
very,
go.
yeah. That's really on brand for coming back from my London trip.
Yeah,
I
very true. It was.
Yeah, I had a better flight coming back than going there. Going there, I was on a middle seat. Um, my girl had an aisle seat to my right, and there was a how do I say this? I'm just gonna say it. Fat lady
Fat
next to me.
woman? Yeah, I knew you were going to say that, dude.
Healthy?
And we're all familiar with flight etiquette, right? As far as like 3-seat choices. But okay, let me ask you, Brina, what's the like most common flight etiquette when it comes to seats and what they get in each seat? Like it's like an unwritten rule almost.
Well, like, you mean as far as who gets what seat? Because seats are pre-assigned,
No.
or
I'm
just
saying
like,
so. Like, okay, I'm just gonna explain. So,
okay, yeah, like if you're fat, you stay within your seat, your imaginary seat boundary. If
yeah,
you spill
yeah,
over, just say I'm sorry, but
yeah. Now what I'm getting at though. So the aisle seat, gets extra leg room, right? Obviously.
yeah,
The window seat gets the lean against the window, whatever. He has like you got a little you can't sleep against the wall,
Yeah.
and the middle seat gets both armrests. I feel like that's I guess you guys are not familiar with that, but
No, not
that's
familiar with
the
that
etiquette.
rule at all.
I'm what's that?
Not familiar with that rule at all. I feel like,
Really?
are you,
Okay.
Brina?
I mean, I guess it kind of happens naturally because the middle person doesn't have anywhere to lean.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, Will, if you're the part of the problem. We should make this more known a little more because I got in a fucking elbow wrestle over the fucking armchair over with that lady the whole flight, and
Oh, so you were in the middle seat and
yeah,
what was she, window seat?
she was a window seat, yeah, and
She's
Okay,
fat.
and she was taking your armrest.
yeah, she was taking my armrest, and then when you're in the middle seat, man, you don't have like Brina, you said it, you don't have like either sit up straight or you can actually like hopefully put your elbows down so like get some fucking
Mhm.
get some weight off your shoulders, but Yeah, she was the whole time. She was not really aggressively wrestling me, but if she beat me to a spot, like I'd nudge her like slightly
She
to
wasn't
move it,
moving.
and then I felt a little pressure back, and I was like, okay, she's not fucking moving. So that kind of sucked. But on the way back, we actually had a whole row to ourselves, so we
Wow,
spread the
good for you.
legs. Yeah,
Was she fat?
The first
cool.
woman, I thought he pretty clearly said that she was.
Yeah, I
Oh,
call her a fat lady.
I was like, don't worry, dude. Time will get her.
Oh damn, that's fucked up. But you know, yeah, that was my bad part. And it's funny because I fell asleep on a flight to London and slept probably like good 4 hours. So when I got off the flight, I was like, that wasn't that bad. I mean, outside of um the elbow battle, I actually got some good sleep. On the way back though, I didn't get any sleep, but I was just wired playing Retro Bowl on my phone the whole time. Won like 11 championships with the Broncos. So
Nice.
yeah, it was sweet.
Damn. All right. Well, that's like
So
20 minutes that
Madden,
we talked about London. Let's talk about this fucking league because the league is back. We're in week 4. Are you good? Do you have anything else to say about London? Do you want to talk about it more?
Me? Oh, I could talk about it all day, but no,
I know.
we
I
can
could
move
too.
on.
Yeah. Let's move on. Let's move on. All right. So, like I said, we're in week 4 right now. We're in the middle of week 4. I've got some just storylines that I've seen over the league in these last couple weeks, and I kind of want you to just react to them.
oh, let's do it.
All right. So the first thing I wanted to bring up was the Cowboys, Dan and the Cowboys. They are 4-0. They just dominated the Dallin and the Commanders today. The first matchup of the most cordial rivalry of all time. Two absolute sweethearts in Dallin and Dan.
Mhm.
Um, he dominated today. The Cowboys are leading the league in point differential. He's blowing out every single team that he plays. Let me actually bring up his wins. I think the one hang up that I have with the Cowboys and what they've done so far this season is I think they've got 2 CPU games potentially,
Correct.
or maybe did he play? Okay, so he won 49 nothing against Caleb and the Buccaneers. I know that was legit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One
that's
against
got
the
to be.
Bengals. Scott, did he play against Scott? I don't see why he wouldn't.
Yeah, I think he did. Oh, that's just now they played, right?
No,
No,
no, no.
Scott
He
just played the
just
Dolphins. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
Scott
sorry.
played the Dolphins. He played the Giants. I know that's CPU.
Yes,
And then
obviously.
he just beat down at the Commanders 45-6. And he
Damn.
just traded for Aaron Rodgers. He has a good roster otherwise. I mean,
Damn. So my man's in a win now mode and he is winning now.
So what's your statement?
Yeah, I don't think
um,
yeah.
so
I
so
was,
my question is, are they legit? Are they legit? Are they the best team in the NFC?
If I'm
let's
Because
taking
see.
the season in a
that
vacuum
title's
because we should, I'm gonna say yeah. They're the most. It's so early into the season,
it is
but
early.
I think he's proven himself to be the most explosive, the most aggressive, and the most opportunistic. He's got some nasty weapons on that team too.
I mean, dude's a fucking walking 45 burger, like
And
he's obviously not having trouble putting up points defensively. He's giving up. He hasn't nobody scored 3 touchdowns on him yet, you know?
Well, here's his biggest competition for best team in the NFC. Also undefeated, Chicago Bears. Adam.
That I was just about to say that. I was looking at his schedule, and next coming up games is against the Zach and the Rammies. I'm guessing with current success, I'm gonna give him. I predict that as a win for the Cowboys. Eagles and Edon. I don't think Edon has played any games yet, so same thing here. Um, Edge Lions. You
That's
just
a
played them,
test.
didn't
Edge
you?
has. I did not. I played JJ, but Edge has
Oh,
started
you
off
played
two
JJ.
and
Sorry.
one.
Okay, so that potentially might be a good test for him, like a heat check. And then week 8, what are the chances they're both undefeated by week 8, and we have a 7-0 versus 7-0
I think.
NFC
Let me check
matchup?
on this.
so
Let me check on the Bears schedule.
Adams got CPU. Vikings, which is Mike, Dolan, Jock, and then Dan.
Yeah,
So
so they
there's
both have a test before they see each other. Dan has Edge, and Adam plays me in week 7 before they see each other.
So
I'd rather have Dan's schedule.
if they both win their respective games and face off 7-0 and 7-0, it might be game of the year.
Yeah, because we'll know they're legit because
Yeah,
they will have
exactly.
both gotten through a couple tough games. Yeah, that's very
Yeah,
true.
yeah. I definitely think Adam slightly with a tougher schedule than
Hmm.
Dan, but let's see, Giant. I mean, who knows? Oh, Giants is gonna be a CPU. Oh, we gotta
But
touch on that, by
before,
the way.
but yeah, before we, or we'll leave that take for after. Let's keep going through your thoughts, Will.
Yep.
No. Let's I want sidebar. Let's sidebar with this, and then I want to sidebar with one more thing before we get back to the takes.
Okay, so
So, pretty big news today that dropped from the commissioner chat to the main chat. Unfortunately, as you may have heard, we removed a member for inactivity over a long stretch of time. It wasn't, one specific action just done today or the last couple of days. It was kind of just a track record. But long story short, Kai's not a user anymore. What are you guys' thoughts?
hey, fuck around and find out, man. I'm I'm sorry to say this, but I feel like this has been not way overdue, but it's been, this has been a problem since I've been in the league, and from what I understand, it's been a problem even prior to, prior to Will and I, uh, joining the league. So, I mean, if you push your luck for this many seasons and you clearly disregard the rules, I feel like even though as a person we all enjoyed Kai and his whatever presence, rare presence we got from him, but being active, this league is so it's really built on, and we actually learned this during this blackout we had, right? Madden blackout. There was not that much chat activity. It was kind of dying off. Everybody was salty. We were getting frustrated. We were on a brink of extinction almost. Like people, I feel like a couple more weeks and people will stop dropping off the league. So
Yeah.
obviously participation is such a big part of this league and big part of this community. So for you to kind of like disregard that rule over and over and over and over again, months, years at this point, you know, it's just what happens. I think it's fair to get somebody else in here to see if you get deserving member who's gonna put time into this league, give us a little attention, chime in the chat, be active, and hopefully be better at the game too.
Will?
Yeah, I mean, just having somebody that he doesn't respond to trades. Players kind of just go to his team to die. He has the first pick, pretty like 4 of the 5 drafts. It seemed like, and either would be painful to negotiate with about them, or he would just hold on to it, or he would look up weird draft classes. I don't know. I think the league is going to be better off. It always sucks to tell somebody that they're not in anymore, but I think there are better options out there for a replacement for him. And you don't have to be good. Like it's not a good or bad thing. Like you can be a bad Madden player and a good league member. Like look at Levant. At least made a name for himself off of it. So I mean, there's just I think this is good for the league in the long run.
Yeah, and I'm pretty much just going to be repeating what you guys saying, but like being interactive with the community is is so important. Like being bad,
Yeah,
draft
all you
picks,
have to
this and
do.
that. But if it's difficult to schedule with and you're not really involved, and like the league is designed to be quickly moving, and if you add to that, like eventually we just got to move on. So sucks, but the league will be better for it.
Yeah,
For
I agree.
sure. And yeah, and before we move back on to talking more about the league, I do want to talk about cool if I do the league member spotlight right now.
Yeah,
Send
We're
switch
it.
the
back.
vibe.
We're back with the league member spotlight. We haven't done this in a while, but now we are back. And somebody that we probably should have done a long time ago because he's been listening to the pod from day one. Um, always has been super supportive of us, always sending us messages that, he appreciates what we're doing, which obviously means a lot. Um,
And one of our biggest critics, if we put out a take that he does not agree with, we do not hear the end of it.
Yeah, arguably one of the most active commissioners and members of the league too. Is somebody who's always in the chat, always talking, always communicating. When there's a unpopular rule being forced up on us by the tyrant Timmy, he's like the voice. He's like the official voice of the commissioner group. He's like the speaker of the house, you know.
Hey, he's a
So
fucking lawyer.
yeah, yeah, very much. So yeah, way overdue. Will go ahead, take it away.
Okay, yes. So, Dallin. Dallin Denton. He's 25 years old. He lives in far west Utah. He's a law student right now, so he'll be a lawyer next year. I asked him who his favorite player is. He had two guys from the Saints team from last year. Do you guys have any guesses? Couple,
I got one.
a lot of iconic Saints players from last Madden. That was a great team, always relevant team. Who you got?
I'm gonna go for one. Has to be Jeremy Chin.
Correct. That is one of them.
Yeah.
And there's one more. An
Marvin
offensive
Harrison Jr.
player. Ooh. No, it is not him, but that's a good guess.
Maybe yeah.
Was
he
it his
probably
running
didn't have it
back?
long enough. He
Who
had
was his
Bryce
running back,
Hall,
Brina?
right?
Brees Hall.
Brees Hall.
Brees Hall. Brees Hall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So I know he was one of the younger guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
So many good choices, though. Who else did he have on that team?
He had
Arch
Prime
Manning
Rogers
Jr. at the end.
and Manning.
Yeah.
Oh,
he
Arch
had some good
Manning,
defensive
that's true.
players, too. I think he had Asante Samuel Jr. on his defense.
Cam
Like,
Jordan.
nah,
Cam Jordan?
Bengals had Cam Jordan.
Oh, okay. My bad. Yeah, I'm stupid. I was thinking Cam
Saints
Jordan
have
because
in
Cam
real
Jordan's
life.
really a Saint.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a lot of good players. All right, so fun fact about Dallin. He said, I once gained 25 pounds in a day after cutting a bunch of weight for wrestling.
Nice.
He
25
gained
pounds in a day.
25 pounds a day.
He gained 25 pounds in one day.
Wow.
Imagine going from 160 to 185 in one day.
I know. Tell us what you ate, Dallin. Let us know
Yeah.
in the chat what you ate
I know
on
what
that day.
he ate. He ate fucking steroids and PhD
PhD? You mean HGH?
PhD.
PhD?
HGH, yeah, that's what I meant.
I definitely don't know what any of those drugs are.
Yeah, I definitely don't either. Yeah, he started injecting them. He just ate it with a fucking needle
Started
straight up.
pancakes?
Chewed on the needles with HGH in their PhD. That was funny.
Damn. That's not how steroids work, bro. You don't shoot them up and then gain 25 pounds immediately.
I don't know. Ask Lance Armstrong.
Okay.
Damn. All right. I'm sorry, dude. Jeez.
All right, so he got into the league in 2019 because of Timmy's DMVR ad. I listened to DMVR on my hour-long drive to my undergrad, and my wife had just bought me an Xbox, my first video games ever. Been a passionate member ever since.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe him. Passionate member. He is definitely one of the few very
He is
passionate guys.
passionate. But what's going on with this team right now? The Commanders are 1-3, and they just got smoked by Dan and the Cowboys. Like, this is one talking point that I had, and this can bring us back to some of these headlines. Is Lamar in the wrong system again?
I was just looking at that. Yeah, Lamar. Wait, he wasn't. Oh yeah, he was in a wrong system last year too. Yeah, Lamar just belongs on somebody who's gonna use him right. And
Give
you
me
know,
more.
Dan hopefully figures it out. I mean, this is the guy who played with, Zach Wilson and Aaron Rodgers and Arch Manning, just pure pocket passers, guys who like operate and dice you up from pocket. And Lamar Jackson's just not that. I think he was not pressured, but he felt very compelled to take that player because his draft position, kind of like same with me, with Josh Allen, with second overall pick. I was like, if I pass on Josh Allen, he is dumb. So I think he was in the same position there because looking at his stats, he's definitely having trouble playing with him. Just completing 50% of his passes, 4 touchdowns, 18 with 8 interceptions, even, and then even on the ground, he's averaging 33 rushing yards per game, with 3 touchdowns and 1 fumble. So definitely not as productive as you would hope for Lamar Jackson run offense to be. But hopefully we figure it out. You think he's gonna this is a this is a player to be expected to be traded either after the season or
I'm
I
not
don't know.
looking to
I
put in
mean,
an offer right now.
you named all the quarterbacks that Dallin has had in the last Madden, and I think you made such a good point that this is not Dallin's style of quarterback. But it's funny. We did a practice draft like a month probably before we did the real draft, and Dallin took Lamar Jackson in that draft too. So I wonder if this is somebody that he's wanted for a long time. But I mean, like I was saying, you named all those quarterbacks. Dallin is not somebody that's afraid to move on from a quarterback if he doesn't like it. So could Lamar be on the move? I would love to see Lamar get kind of passed around after Madden 22. He was stuck on the Lions for the entire year. That'd be cool.
yeah,
Brina, get
definitely
on,
not,
hit the phones, GM mode. Bring
yeah.
him in. He's a better Malik.
Look at him. He's already thinking. He's got the
I'm
thinking
already
hat on.
looking at it.
He flipped his hat backwards like Ash. Okay,
Gotta
dude.
trade them all.
Yeah. Besides, obviously Brina is probably a quarterback. Play style that Lamar Jackson might fit. Dan, if you're listening to this, please don't do this. We don't need another fucking third best quarterback in a fucking division. Sorry, Brino. Um, no, but besides Brian Will, who you think Lamar Jackson might fit in with?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I'm actually just scrolling through the teams right now, trying to think of somebody. Christian has Trey Lance right now. I think Lamar would, and he ran it with Trey Lance a good handful of times against me. So
Ooh.
that would be an upgrade over what he has going on right now.
That's a great candidate. Only now I want to see how open Christian is with trades and how much he's willing to give. Because obviously you're not gonna get Lamar Jackson for like one or two first. You're gonna have to, you know, send up, give up a howl for him. So I want to see how willing he is to part ways with most of his picks and probably several, you know, good players.
I've interacted with Christian a few times now, and he seems to be pretty savvy. I don't think you're gonna
Hmm.
pull a fast one over on Christian.
Yeah.
Okay.
I tried trade baiting him up a couple times with some speed or just overall. Like I tried a couple different things, and he seems to know what he's doing when it comes to playing and trading.
Okay.
Another person that I could see making this deal happen, and somebody I would be very interested to see use Lamar Jackson, is Scott. Okay. Scott has Mac Jones as his quarterback right now. He already fleeced Mike for that first round pick. He has Mike's first round pick from the Garrett Wilson trade, which was bonkers. I think he has somebody else's first round pick, and he has not started very hot in terms of winning games. So his draft pick is probably pretty high right now. So I could see him like
He's
he would have
definitely,
the pieces to make that trade.
yeah, he would have
I
the
don't know.
pieces. And as far as like he has the biggest piece is the quarterback. He is the quarterback that Dallin might be interested in.
And who
Yeah,
is
I
that?
like Mac Jones in Dallin's
Actually,
offense a lot.
Yeah, Mac Jones kind of fits in his style. Um, he can develop. He likes developing young quarterbacks. Obviously, and Mac Jones is in the second year, so um, I definitely that'd be a good trade target. Now again, will Dallin be
actually
willing
move
to
off of him.
move Lamar, and how much is our fuck Scott? God damn it! How much Scott is willing to offer? Because Scott, uh, just like me, is a
I mean,
very
if you're
hard
hold
to
on,
trade.
if you're Dallin and Scott offers you two firsts and Mac Jones for Lamar, are you doing it?
I think I
Two firsts this year and
I
Mac
think that
Jones for
starts. I think
Lamar.
that starts the conversation. I think that
think
starts the
about it.
conversation. And honestly, like both,
Especially if it's not fitting. It's not fitting.
Exactly. And then Scott still has a first. He's got Lamar paired with Terry McLaurin, George Kittle. Um, and I just feel like Scott could be really good with a quarterback that could run around.
Dude, you looking
I
at
don't know. I feel like we've seen. I feel like we've seen the best version of Scott with like pocket quarterbacks, and where he was just running the ball.
he's
Like
always had
remember
shitty
last
quarterbacks.
he had that 98 throw power quarterback last year. I mean, granted, he
Yeah.
was working through Debo. Yeah, I mean, Scott's always had a shitty quarterback.
Yeah, he hasn't had like Lamar Jackson's gonna be by far the best weapon he's ever had.
Yeah.
Like best quarterback. Here's the thing. This why this makes sense for me is because they're both losing with current situations, and they both kind of have solutions for each other. You know, you said it. He has
Mhm.
draft capital built up. He has pieces he can trade away. And the biggest thing is that he has a quarterback that Dallin might be actually might be a better fit with. So I mean, that's the trade I'd like to see before the trade deadline, which is what we're week 4, so we got what week left?
No, I think
Real
isn't it
time
week
week?
8?
No, real
Oh,
real
week.
time
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
Yeah, we got like about till next Sunday probably. 3 more events. So yeah, I'd like to see that.
Okay. I think the other team I was going to say that could benefit from this trade, but I don't, is the Browns because Castro's rolling with Kirk Cousins right now, and I see him throwing on the run with Cousins a lot, and obviously that would make things better for him. But I don't think he has pieces to trade. He's traded all of his assets for fucking 3 tight ends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
What? Yeah, what's up with these
I, I,
weird
I
Yeah,
almost
let's
feel
actually.
like
strategies?
I almost feel like giving Castro Lamar would like implode him. I feel like he'd get worse with Lamar.
Yeah, I could see that too. Like he's our boy Zach Castro is a little neurotic, and having a running quarterback is just like I feel like would stress him out. And that brings me to another one of my points about the league, and it's about the Browns. So he gets his son Dawson Knox in the trade, which is he was super hyped about that, but he fell victim to one of the traps that has gotten so many people in our league. He had the win. There was a desync situation. He said, "Let's run it back." They played. There was another desync, and then they played a third game, and Hank fucking destroyed him.
Yeah.
And he had a
Yeah,
win.
I've seen this movie before.
Oh, so sad.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it
I
is. You
mean,
learn to move on, hopefully, because um, I don't know, man. You just can't. You just gotta be able to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I'm, I can walk away with a win here, and I can get out of with a win here against a divisional rival, who,
Mhm.
you know, I think 90% of people would agree that
divisional
is
rival.
better than him. You know what I mean? So, I think you gotta kind of be self aware, then be like, okay, I think I'm gonna take my chips and walk. This is I bet Cash is the same guy who goes in a casino and just blows his life savings away after he's made like $1 million and just bets on all bets, all goes all in on a black on a roulette and just give me all in and just lose all fucking life savings. So yeah, you just got hopefully you learn the lesson. Be cognizant of that stuff next time because we've all had this situation. I feel like maybe not we all, but like, a lot of us had this situation. I know I
Yeah,
have.
man. And I'm not gonna add fuel to the fire because I have Castro next week, but like even if you're gonna rematch, man, like he played pretty reckless in games 2 and games 3. Like there was a different player.
I think that's because he
But
was fucking throwing back drinks.
yeah, that's my favorite part of playing Castro late at night too. But yeah, dude, like, if you got that win locked up, sometimes you just gotta take the W and run. Especially if
Take
it's a
the W
division.
and run, especially in the division in the AFC, which is going to
And
be
when you played
so
a good
tight near the
game.
top. Yeah, you played a good game. You won the first game, fair and square. Like, just take your win. Like now you're 1-2. The Steelers are now 3-1 after getting the huge win this morning against Joachim, and that's my next point. Hank. So I beat Hank, I think 2 games ago. I blew him
Yeah.
out,
Mhm.
and then in the last in the last 12 hours. But in a span of 12 hours from last night to this morning, got
He got good.
two massive wins. He fucking got right, dude. He beat the Steelers and he blew out Joakim and the Jets.
He beat the Browns. You mean?
He beat the Browns. I'm sorry. Yep.
He beat the Browns even though he had 2 L's. He could have really fallen behind, but he got he got a early Christmas present from Castro. Oh yeah, Hank all of a sudden just got good. I think maybe something clicked and he figured it out. Maybe the good old he's a different playbook take. Maybe he had one of those, but I think I said in the chat. Maybe I said in our chat. I was like, Castro just gave him extra, extra extra
Confidence.
tape to watch right before the game,
Yeah.
and then third time's a charm. He figured it out. So, and Joakim is we all acknowledge Jokim's a very good Madden player. So, huge win, another AFC win. Is are the Steelers becoming a threat in AFC?
I don't
Yeah.
know, and I don't know if he's 3-1, so yes, because he's right in the thick of it. But I don't think he even knows like where he is in terms of like his championship window because he's rocking with Jacoby Brissett as his quarterback. He's got a rookie running back, Davis Price, who is leading the league in rushing right now, like completely overachieving. Joke could not even stop him. But I don't know. It just feels weird to start believing in a team that's got Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby
Yeah.
Brissett, 8 touchdowns, 11 picks, completing 62% of his passes, so not terrible.
Well, then, like, have you guys watched? I've watched most of Hank's game. I have like alerts when like my favorite players come on. He's like he's succeeding on like a lot of not fluky plays, but like you said, he's
Gimmick
surviving
plays?
off of not gimmick. They're just big. He's getting a lot of big plays with Price, with someone that you wouldn't expect it. Maybe he is a full throttle offense, but like if he levels off, I don't think there's a Super Bowl window there, especially with Brissett, is what I'm saying.
I mean, shit, man. Looking at Tyrion Davis Price, 85 carries for 650 yards, 7.6 per pop. That's insane.
That's nuts.
Averaging 162 yards per game. Like, he can maybe those big, 13 broken tackles. I mean, dude's a fucking absolute beast. 6 foot, 220-pound rookie. Absolute bruiser. So if this guy gets developed and he's already a star dev, he just needs, he can tell he's trying to get him a dev game. He gets a dev game, gets a superstar, gets ability. It's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, anytime those rookies can get up to fucking superstar, like that's a guaranteed 99 for seasons 2 through 5. He had fucking 18 carries for 116 yards against me. He broke off one 73-yard run. So other than that, he was like 17 carries for 40 yards.
Yeah.
So like he's kind of a boomer bust running back.
Yeah, I see that. I mean, last week, I'm looking at his progression history. He had he got like 4,000 XP, and he had +5 upgrades. So he's moving up fast, and he's obviously young. His XPs are pretty easy to fill up, like his bar to get upgrades. So I feel like Hank has a plan here with him to kind of like get his running back and get his playoff Lenny of this Madden's playoff Lenny's version in this Madden, and kind of let him be the plane and Jacoby Brissett the pilot.
What's kind of interesting, so I had Matt Stafford, and everyone knew I drafted Malik. I was just gonna flip whatever quarterback that I had. He had no interest in getting Matt Stafford. I think Jacoby Brissett has been the plan since day one, since he got that roster.
Yeah, you can tell he just didn't want to commit to old quarterback. I think his plan is to take quarterback and draft. I'm guessing. Yeah, develop somebody. He loves developing people. That's probably one of his best qualities in the Madden game. He's good at developing rookies. He's good at even identifying talent. I mean, he's obviously so knowledgeable in the college world, so he kind of like has a step up on the rest of us fucking non-football professional footballers, as some people would say. So
I
We'll
just
see.
checked in on the Browns, Castro and the Browns playing against Jason and the Falcons. How do you
Yeah.
think that game's going right now? Falcons Browns.
Oh
I'm
shit,
gonna
it's
guess
on right now.
Castro's blowing his doors off. I'm gonna guess Castro's winning.
No,
You
Jason's
think
good,
Castro's
bro.
winning?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Who's
check now
Jason's
too.
team?
Though.
Jason
I
is
like him.
winning 42-7.
Yeah.
Castro is getting
No.
spanked.
I told you, yeah. Jason is a good player, man. He doesn't get enough credit. Jason, people forget Jason was the number one offense in the last Madden pretty much in the first season, and then I mean he had quarterback troubles. Oh, another pick. Jeez,
Kirk
Wow,
Cousins
tough
not in, huh?
24 hours for Castro.
Then he's got
shit.
me next. See, hopefully I'm not
He's
his
got
get
you
right
next, and then he's got me after that.
Oh no.
So it's safe to say Browns have been eliminated from playoffs in real life, also.
But what's the next take, dude?
The next
mean-
take. Okay. You guys saw that Broncos 49ers game? The Hail Mary by Spence at the end, missing the extra point. Or
Oh, it was great.
didn't miss the extra point, I'm sorry. Scored on the Hail Mary with no time left, and then goes for 2 for the win. Run.
Yeah.
Comes out in goal line. RK's in goal line. He runs one of those play action goal line plays that just
Play
don't
out.
work. Didn't even get a
Yeah.
throw off, and RK gets the win.
Yeah, you cannot call play action in that scenario, dude. Like you're not tricking anybody.
Who's kicking extra points to go overtime between you two?
I go for it. I just don't call that play. You can't call that play. You have to give your quarterback a chance to get the ball off or just run it.
What about you, Will?
I think right now with this team, I'm going to overtime because I think my defense is so
Wow.
good.
And this is Broncos. I mean, not Broncos, the
49ers.
49ers. Let me see.
But I think biggest takeaway from that game for me, but can I go real quick, is
Yeah.
just the Broncos' weapons. They have got Jamar Chase, AJ Brown, and then he posted in the chat fucking Jelani Woods, the tight end. He's fucking 6'9", whatever, freak, rookie, fast. He's going to be
It's
crazy
so
with
annoying.
Herbert.
It's so annoying that, because I know
Because you're scared.
what's up.
Because you're scared of the Broncos.
No. I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed because fucking he got so lucky with the what was his 4 players he took? Obviously Justin Herbert
Jamar
Herbert,
Chase.
Chase.
and
I
AJ
feel like there's a
Brown.
linebacker in there. I feel like there's
I
a
don't think he
linebacker
took
there.
AJ Brown.
That's what I'm saying. He landed AJ Brown, and that's huge. I mean, he's his embarrassment of riches in a wide receiver room, and that's hella. That's nice. That's a good thing to have. And AJ
Yeah.
Brown in this game's a beast.
And to pair that with Herbert. But that's what happened when Phil gives us that gift and took Zach Wilson before Herbert.
Jeez, Phil.
Could you imagine if we had our division? Does RK go Zach Wilson just because he's the highest throw quarterback left? If Phil goes Herbert, does Wilson go
No.
10?
I don't
No
think
way, right?
I don't think RK would
No.
take Zach Wilson. No.
Yeah.
In the
No,
top 10.
he would definitely not. He'd probably rather run it with like
He'd probably
rookie
go
or
like best linebacker. He'd probably go Micah Parsons or something. Yeah.
Maybe.
Parcells is available. Yeah. He speaking of quarterbacks though, 49ers doing pretty well with Sam Howell. I gotta give him that. 5 touchdowns, 1 interceptions on a year, 81% completion percentage. Not too
Are
shabby.
we sure that wasn't CPU? I feel like Spence has only played 1 game. I could be wrong.
Yeah, the CPU's been carrying him.
Okay.
Damn, that sucks. Okay, fair enough. I know he was playing. I did see some of the game, and I saw some great runs with Nick Chubb. Seems like Nick Chubb's, being Nick Chubb again. Some crazy broken tackles. Who's up? What is the most? What do you guys think is the most biggest mismatches that you've been seeing so far, league
In
wide?
terms of like teams matched up with each other, what do you mean?
No, like positions matched up.
I mean, wide receiver still matters.
I
Tight
see.
ends matter.
I see tight ends on the safeties just absolutely dominating. Tight ends are dominating safeties.
Yeah.
And I mean, we talked about Broncos rookie tight end, absolute monster. Just fucking, he kept making the catch after catch. Mawson that poor safety. I don't know who he was, but over and over again. And I was like, somebody, please, he's already dead. Like, dude was
Well,
unstoppable.
well, I think you kind of just touched on something like that's kind of the, I don't want to call it the meta of this game, but that's just kind of taking position in this game is height. Like people are getting mossed, and like actually, I want to talk about a trade about a person that was getting mossed that got traded. Will, do you want to tell us why you traded away your boy and traded for Jeremy Chin?
Okay, so two things. Let me just say one thing. I love Antoine Winfield. Okay, he was always in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation in Madden 22. He was an excellent 49er for 5 seasons. Loved him.
Dog.
Loved
But
him. If you played against me, you knew you had to deal with Antoine Winfield. And I got him this Madden. Okay, after the draft, I traded for him. I brought him in. Edge traded him to me for some young talent. I was so happy to have him. 3 games in, though, he has gotten mossed a couple times. Jump balls are huge in this game. And as much as I love Winfield, I could not have a 5'9" safety as a liability again because I've got flashbacks of like playing against Alex and Mike Williams just mossing him on a Hail Mary in the playoffs. And Darnell had his biggest play against me. It was somebody mossing Antoine Winfield. So I made the trade with Mike today. Antoine Winfield plus a couple picks, bring in Jeremy Chin. Now I've got 2 safeties that are just, what you were just talking about, Levon. That shit does not happen to my safeties. I've got Derwin James and Jeremy Chin, 2 tall beasts back there.
Well,
So I'm super pumped about that.
I'm sure those guys are big, but they're not as big as Jelani Woods, rookie out of Denver. Dude's
True.
6'7", 252. Dude, so through what? How many games did RK play? Does he have any CPU games? Do you know? So he's
Yeah,
played.
he's played all 3 games.
He's played all 3 games. Check out these stats. First of all, he's by far the leading receiver on the Broncos. 24 receptions or 543 yards through 3 games, 540 yards, and averaging 181 yards per game.
It's nuts, dude. It's nuts.
It's crazy. 181 yards. Dude's he's 70 overall, 69 overall. Jesus, man.
Well, yeah,
Regular
dude. I
guard,
mean, how
not
else
even
do you how else do you play the Broncos? Like you got to pay attention to Jamar and AJ Brown on the outside. Of course, you're not gonna be zoned in on some 69 overall tight end. Like that
yeah, it's
offense is
crazy.
tough.
I mean,
Just
looking at his
swat
stats,
that ball. Swat that ball. Don't go for the interceptions when he
Yeah.
throws it up to Woods. You can't get greedy. You got to just swat it. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yep.
what it takes.
you do got to swat. And then again, like you said, you were talking about how you got bigger safeties. There's no safety big enough to cover 6'7", 250-pound tight end with 85 speed. Like that's gonna be a problem. So you're right, man. You got to be disciplined and learn how to swat. SWAT is the new meta, guys. Key to the success. Write down on your whiteboard. SWAT. Unless you absolutely by yourself, then you can intercept. But contested catches, you got to SWAT.
All right. What's
Or
that
don't.
next?
I don't know anything. Don't listen.
I've got 2. I've got 2 things left. All right. So I just wanted to know how many people, Levon, Brina, this is a question for you. How many people turned out to the Chargers Super Bowl parade after Week 1? Who gave speeches, and were there any other highlights from that day? I know you were celebrating your Week 1 victory over the Raiders. You guys had a parade, I assume, based on how much you were celebrating.
We had a carnival, sir.
Are you guys? Well, I feel like you were on a serious high horse, Brina, after Week 1, and then you were still
Oh
undefeated.
yeah,
Have you been knocked off of it a little bit since you just lost to Alex and the Texans, 21-8?
yeah. And like, I don't know if we want to get like this branch off to deep into the game, but I've definitely got grounded, and it's a fresh reminder you can't do some of that cute stuff against better, if not some of the best competition in the league. But we are still riding high on that Week 1 win, and we are
Whoa,
going to
what-
take this series.
What happened? Because I was watching your game while I was playing my game against JJ, and I was kind of periodically checking in.
man.
It was like, all right, end of the first quarter, 0-0. End of the second quarter, Chargers still have no points. Third quarter, Chargers still have no points. Like, what was going on? You had a nice drive in the first quarter. Like, why weren't you able to score?
Yeah, so I have 2 takeaways for myself for this game. I know I lost, but I think I do have something good to pretty special on defense. I know I kind of let some points bundle up at the end, but I'm proud of my defense. But even if I think those passing concepts aren't there, Malik Willis is not that guy yet. It probably didn't help that I got enchanted by a quarterback dev game scenario. So like I had to come out and put up some passing stats, and I kind of fell in love with the deep passing concept how I always do. But I just played like shit today. I just played like shit, and that you can't do that against a good player.
I think where he made the biggest mistakes was you were, not taking those field goals. He especially on like in the first quarter, he had a chance. Get a 4th and 5, just go up 3-0, put some pressure on Alex because you already know when you play Alex, he's gonna
He's gonna,
he's gonna take those threes. He's gonna take those
yeah,
threes. He's not gonna give you that turnover on downs back. So
yeah.
that's a lesson learned many Maddens ago. Just kidding, last Madden because it's only Madden he was in. But when you play Alex, take the points.
No,
That's
yeah, dude. I came in super confident, and probably like what the worst thing that could have happened to me in that game was that first play
bomb.
bomb
Yeah.
that wasn't a touchdown, but it got like a good 50 yards. Dude,
Yep.
like I went in with this game plan, misdirection, get the run working. As soon as that play worked, I was like, oh, I got him. And then every play was 4 verts and send the track team because it worked on the first play. But Denzel Mim dropped a touchdown, dropped a couple big first downs. Justin Simmons dropped an easy pick six when it was 0-0. Yeah, man, like we just didn't play today. Like Alex beat me as a user. His players outplayed my players, and I was calling bad plays. Like there's not a lot of scenarios where I'm gonna win that. But you need to lose these games every once in a while. So we'll learn from it.
It's
What
so
was
weird.
your? No, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's so weird watching Alex playing with a left-handed quarterback because he loves passing on the left, but well, he loved passing on the left with Mac Jones, but now I was watching every time Brina got burned on a long big play, it was always a crossing route toward the opposite side of
Yeah.
his throwing arm. So I was
Yeah.
like, damn, I wonder if Brina's in his head thinking he's looking
Yep.
left because we're also used to Alex always finding open guys on the left side of the field with a right-handed quarterback, and he kind of like flipped the script on us, and now it's totally opposite. He's throwing
Yeah.
right
I
with a
was
left
com-
quarterback.
I was completely flipped. I know you had something to say, Will, but like I know a lot of us like to call cover one, or at least for me, cover one's been kind of like a comfortable play on defense. And like I've always, on cover one, you have two linebackers. One will be man, one will be zone. My guys were just mismatched because I'm used to a right-handed quarterback. So, like you said, these crossing routes were just running the free space, and it was just something that you rarely play against a left-handed quarterback. So, on top of Alex making good reads and not pushing, he beat the shit out of me today.
Yeah, Tua looks legit. Tua looks good.
He can make him work.
Yeah, yeah, he definitely can. Like, fuck, man. How
Well,
does
that
how
was
does
what I was going to ask. I was just going to be like, what are your impressions of 2 times rings? Like this was his first Madden 23 game.
Defense travels. Defense travels. That's the first thing I told him. Like after the game, I don't know if our party was throwing him, but I couldn't tell that this was his first game. Like offensively, he had 21 points. He probably had He had one legitimate touchdown. I think he had a pick six, and I gave him the ball like in the 5-yard line or whatever. But he's only going to get better offensively. So I think Alex is give him 1 or 2 more games to find a playbook he likes or get a little bit more comfortable. But I think he's ready to rock, and that division isn't exactly strong or like no one has the lead.
No,
yeah,
and
yeah.
my are you going to talk about that division?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's crazy that Alex, already such a good player, got up such a huge break with him missing out 3 weeks, and rest of his fucking division just fucking stinking it up. So he actually, with one more win, he's leading the division, even though he started off the team starting off the year with the 0-3. So good for him,
Well, I
Alex.
think yours and I's division. I think there's in each division, all 4 teams are legitimate playoff contenders. It's nuts that probably every year 2 players from our divisions are going to miss the playoffs.
Yeah, and
Oh, you too, Levon. Yeah, you're in it too. Yeah, my bad.
yeah, that's you're looking at it. That's like how especially first couple of seasons. That's how AFC South was in last Madden. You had those guys duking it out, and usually you had either Derek or who missed the playoffs the most out of that division. I know Stevie made it in the early years a lot, and then Adam made it in the later years a lot. But there was always somebody that missing out with 10 wins out of that team. So it's gonna be interesting seeing how this stacked AFC is gonna turn out.
Yeah, and you guys beat me to the punch. My last thing was the AFC is what we thought it was, and this is even with losing Riley. Riley was going to be the Ravens, and he would have obviously been a formidable team as well. So we've got your division. That's Raiders 2-1, Broncos 2-1, Chargers 3-1, Chiefs 3-1, and then the AFC East is crazy: 4-0 Patriots, 3-0 Bills, 3-1 Jets, 2-2 Dolphins, and the Dolphins' two losses are to Bills and the Patriots. So.
Raiders have a huge chance here to take the lead in the division with the Broncos, Chiefs coming up next 2 weeks. So they could really set themselves ahead in the division, really fall behind. So this next 2 weeks is super crucial. Broncos game circled.
Yeah, how are you feeling about that game tomorrow? Because I know your biggest complaint about your team has been your defense, and you're going against a fucking great offense.
We're just hoping for a shootout. I just want to see a shootout. Allen Herbert. If this was if this was a actual NFL with actual this how rosters were, this was gonna be a Sunday night prime time, lights on. Let's put a show on for the league type of game because 2-1 Broncos versus 2-1 Raiders, Justin Herbert versus Josh Allen, like that's as good as it gets. So hopefully his defense sucks as much as my defense sucks, so we can actually go through the points. We are not letting that fucking big bitch go off though. That's my focus. I'm gonna let we're gonna let what's his name eat. Uh, AJ Brown.
Force
We
him to
gotta let
throw it outside. Yeah, make him throw it
yeah
outside the numbers to Jamar Chase and AJ
exactly
Brown.
Let your
yeah
DBs make a play.
yeah. I know obviously it's so obvious that he's comfortable going to the tight end. I will not let him. But if one thing I might lose 60-0, that tight end will not have a good game.
Final note on the Chargers, though, if we get to your last thought, Malik Willis closer to being actual NFL quarterback or closer to gimmick?
I haven't seen Titans play. Wait, what are we talking about? In real life or in
No,
the game?
Malik
No,
Willis.
No, the Chargers quarterback,
Oh, okay. Sorry.
my
I
quarterback.
think definitely closer to real quarterback. I mean, I've seen him make a ton of big throws, and I think when you're dialed in on your play calling and you're balancing it well between the QB run, like the QB run stuff works. Like some of those plays that you were calling were really nice. I think he's legit.
Yeah. What's the issue? I mean, you threw
Well,
4 interceptions in the last game. You were and
I'm
what
just
zero
pushing
touchdown?
to. I'm just trying to push to get a dev because I had this scenario. I just
Yeah,
played
yeah,
dead,
but
but
how many touchdowns did you throw this week?
this week one.
Okay,
No,
so
I
you
ran
were
for one, so no, I didn't.
okay.
Yeah,
So zero passing touchdowns. So you were 10-5, 10 touchdowns, 5 picks before this game.
yeah.
That's as good as it gets. You're obviously completing. It says 58 now, so I'm guessing you were north of 60% earlier. You weren't perfect when you and I played. I guess those stats didn't save, but I mean, you went 11 for 11 in a win against me, so you can make it work. And it's funny because when I heard you when I put the stream on, you were giggling, laughing against talking to LX, and I was like,
Oh,
he
I
wasn't
was
talking to
so
me like that.
medicated.
He
I
fucking
was
put the
so
mic on a
medicated.
mute, just locked in. So I knew you were gonna. I didn't know you were gonna lose, but I was like, oh, he's in trouble if he's gonna let
Let it get
Alex's
away.
deep voice get him a little fucking moist down there and lose focus. So I think that's what happened, man. I mean, if you can't focus with him, you'll be fine. You just can't. Just
What
can't.
do you guys? So a potential commissioner reached out to me about too many QB runs. I kind of had my point where like I feel these design QB runs aren't like a gimmick. They're not designed to try to break the defense. They're part of my playbook. Um, a rule's a rule, so I'll probably slow down on that. But do you guys feel that if you have an athletic quarterback and their designed runs up traditional gaps, should that be something that is limited or
That's the
restricted?
that's the that's the key word you said is design runs. If you're doing option keeps and option quarterback option runs, then uh, not just scrambling out of the pocket, outrunning defense, and just kind of sprinting out, sprinting by the sideline and getting yards like that. That's different. But I when you explained it to me, and when I watch your games pretty often. When I see how those runs happen, yeah, no, you should be. That should not be something. I just think that somebody looked at the stats and he was like, oh my god, he's rushing 30. He has 38 rushing attempts. Uh, second on a team behind Saquon Barkley with 41, damn near as much as everybody else, 11 yards per carry. So, as somebody who's not been watching your play and how you use the quarterback runs, maybe it looks suspicious. But if you put the tape on, you can tell that it's not a gimmicky play. Those are actually very well designed quarterback runs. So, I'm on your side. Well,
I I hear like I just what I was doing. If it looked like I was zoned out, I was looking at Lamar Jackson's stats and I was trying to see like what's his rate of pass attempts to throwing or to rushing attempts. He rushes more than anybody in the league for quarterbacks, right? So what is the rule exactly that you can't have more rushing plays with the quarterback than passing
the
plays?
rule is in a game you can't have more rushing attempts with a quarterback than a running back.
Yeah.
Oh, you
I,
can't
th-
have more
I
rushing attempts with a quarterback than a running back. Hmm.
I
Something
think
like
that's
that.
kind of hard. Like I would be open to like maybe a season, like like hey, your overall your quarterback can't be your main rusher, but a game restriction is kind of hard because sometimes that's the only thing that's working. And why am I gonna
Who
not?
Well, yeah, why
Like
do
I
we
don't know.
even? Who cares who is running with the football? I think
Listen,
it should
listen,
be
listen.
you
I
shouldn't
know.
be running with them running more than the quarterback is throwing. Like that's
I'm
what
gonna
you
I'm
should
gonna
not be doing.
defend the rule. I think rule is designed. Well, rule was obviously designed on previous Maddens. It was really easy to sprint out of pocket and outrun the D
Yeah.
lineman and get like easy 10 yards to the quarterback. Uh, so it, I think that rule should still. You shouldn't be able to. You shouldn't be allowed to do that every game if you do have a capable quarterback. Just call a pass play and just run, right? But again, if it should be a case to case base. Like you should watch the tape and you see Malik Willis running legit cute quarterback design runs. I mean, that's not it's I know some commissioners always all about realism and stuff like that. So when you talk about realism, I mean you look around the NFL today and there's look at the Eagles. Look at the Ravens. That's the offense they run. QB options, QB keeps, QB runs. That's not that far off. I mean, you probably have quarterbacks in the league right now with 500 yards into like what 8 weeks. So again, I understand. So to sum it up, I defended the rule. Why you think it was implemented, but at the same time, it can be applied to. It's not a blanket kind of rule. It shouldn't be applied to everybody and how they use it.
I know the conversation to be like the plays could be overpowered. The play could be overpowered. I think we all know there's a lot of overpowered running back runs. So
Yeah,
is it
no,
yeah.
play's not overpowered. Like if you just gotta know how to stop it. It's not easy. Go into the settings, set your defense conservative, so it's focus on his option QB. If you know you're playing somebody that's running a lot of keeps, all you gotta do is set that defense on conservative, and literally text pops up. Defense will focus on QB keep. That means the edge instead of crashing down on your running back to tackle him, he's gonna stay and wait to see if the quarterback keeps the ball. I mean, it's not that hard to stop the QB run. You might usually what happens is you get a cut off a couple of times, caught off guard a couple of times, then that's when you get those big plays. But if you're one of those players that somebody runs 11 yards back to back to back to back to back with an option QB run, you just don't. That's like I can do that with the slants, or I can do that with any players with somebody who doesn't know how to guard a certain place. So, no, I don't think there should be an issue. But who am I to say? I don't know anything.
just a good-looking young man.
What's up, Will? You falling asleep? You ready to
Yeah,
wrap
yeah,
this
I'm
up?
getting-
We are waiting
I'm
on
getting
for
pretty
1
tired.
hour. Yeah.
What do you
Okay.
What about you guys? You got anything else? I'm all out of takes from my notes.
Um, not really. Any crazy trades that we want to discuss?
Castro's just been fucking throwing blind darts. He gave me a 7th for a 74 overall running back. It's kind of seems to be his general consensus strategy. Of just kind of trade for random stuff and see what sticks.
Who
You
you said
think?
Castro?
Yeah,
He
You
gave me a
think?
6 for a running back too.
yeah.
What the hell is this guy? Funny that Mike Trout. You think?
He's got so many interceptions.
You think some players are attached to their Madden 22 players and trying to
for
get
sure.
that
Oh
back?
yeah, so
That's what I'm
much.
trying to do. Yeah.
People love reunions. They love reuniting with their players.
Yeah, I mean, I know you, Brina. You took your beloved Simmons and Justin
Yeah.
Reed in your 4-man
They're also
draft.
like elite. They're also like elite skill sets, though. I wouldn't have drafted them if they suck.
Yeah. I mean, they're not the best players right now, but they have the really super high upside. I mean, I guess Isaiah Simmons is the speed and size on that position is elite, but Justin Reed is pretty average for now.
Yeah.
Another
JJ
person,
JJ Watt, Derek Carr to the Ravens. So who's the Ravens this year now?
TJ Watt.
T.J. Watt.
Yeah, TJ
J.J.
Watt.
Watt's on the Patriots, I believe.
That is
Yeah,
true.
but-
Yeah,
okay.
Darnell is the Ravens, and he had Joe Burrow. He
Okay.
just traded them to Jarrell and the Jaguars as part of that trade.
So
Wait,
they got a
Joe
little bit
Burrow
worse.
was moved?
Yeah, Joe Burrow is going to be
Insane.
irrelevant for another Madden for us. Right now, he's got 0 passing touchdowns and 16 interceptions.
Wow.
Oh
That's
man,
not
if
my
you
fault, by the way.
and is he an X factor?
Yeah.
89 overall, second best quarterback in this game. Maybe not second.
You said
Third best.
Smoke
Yeah,
has him?
that's wrong. Smoke has him. Yeah, he just traded for him. He gave Derek Carr and TJ Watt for Joe Burrow.
Damn, that's crazy, dude. That's fucking crazy.
Little brother discount. You guys think?
Man.
I don't know how.
But-
I don't know how that went under. I don't know how I missed that one. Maybe I was on a plane or something. But
Yeah, you might have been.
that's yeah.
Adam traded for some 95 speed, nobody running back.
Yeah,
Um,
Dan is another person that super attached to Albert O. Trade another second and a third. I'm pretty sure I got second and a third, and Pat fired me from him last time. And then, Pat went on a fucking tear after that. Alberto did too, so we'll see. He can make him work again. Obviously, we talked about him earlier. Him going for Rodgers and going all in 4-0.
I don't think we said enough about Dan though in London. Dan was fucking awesome in London. Nicest
awesome.
dude ever. I was just
Bro.
me and Dan were going to the same place on Saturday. We were going to this place called Camden Markets, which just had a bunch of like food vendors and shit and little shops. And I didn't have phone service the entire weekend for the international shit. I didn't have it. So I was like, I have no way of texting you. So, I'm going here, but I won't be able to meet up with you. And we're walking, me and Cynthia are just walking through like one little corridor in this fucking market. And somebody just like hits me on the chest. It's like, yo, bro. And it's fucking Dan. And like immediately like hit it off with him. It was great to see him. And then he was just fucking great the entire weekend with his fucking wife, Kat. They were awesome.
That's
Yeah,
so
I was
sick to
gonna
hear.
say they're both so wholesome and just awesome people. Had a lot of fun. Just even better in real life. I mean, we all know Dan. We all
Yeah.
love Dan. 10 times better in real life. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I'd like him more if you trade me Jalen Waddle.
See another player you're fucking attached to, Jalen
Yeah.
Waddle.
Damn. All right. Should we wrap it up? I feel like Brina's dog is really needs
Yeah,
him.
freaking out over there.
She's telling us hurry the hell up. But I think we covered pretty much everything, right, boys?
I think that was a
Everyone-
good part. Very I blabbed out fucking a little too long on some subjects, but you guys have a good night. Good talking to you boys. Listeners, thanks for listening. Shout out to Dallin one more time. And then we'll see you next time. I don't know where we. Yeah, shut your fucking dog up.
All right, later, boys.
All
Later,
right,
boys.
later, dudes.